First of all, you are running for re-election again.
Yes.
Why? What is it that keeps calling you back?
Mike, I love what I do. And I love my hometown of Newport News. I grew up in Newport News. I'm from Newport News. And when the opportunity presented itself to go back home and to start a business and work with and help my dad and our family business, it was just, for me, it was just a great opportunity. And I've been very fortunate to participate in a lot of great community activities. I'm a volunteer high school rugby coach, and when the opportunity presented itself for me to run for public office, I did it because I knew we needed results that mattered for back home. And in the couple of years that I've been up in Richmond, for about the past 8 years, when I got elected, people said, you know, we're never going to fix our traffic. We're never going to have 64 wide. We're never going to have a new Hampton Roads Bridge tunnel. Unemployment's high. We need money for our schools. And now, 8 years later, 64 on the peninsula is widened all the way to Williamsburg, and we're working towards Richmond. We're going to have a brand new Hampton Roads Bridge tunnel in just a few short years. You know, we led to working with all the community leaders on that very important piece of transportation. When I first got elected, unemployment was a little over 7%. Now we're looking at about 3.1, or I believe it's just even less than that. You know, working with the shipyard, they have a new foundry, 5,000 new jobs this year, enough work for an entire generation to build 2 aircraft carriers, to 2 submarines, and working with the new school superintendent from Newport News, working on a path forward to be able to get the money to the schools so we can build new schools or retrofit existing schools and be able to give young people quality education. So we're working really hard, love what I do, and hopeful that we'll get an opportunity to go back for 2 more years.
So it wasn't exactly a landslide last time.
It was, I think, for the people that watched what was going on, I think it was proof why every vote counts.
Why is it so close over there? And I understand the polling would suggest that it's going to be close again this year. What is it about that district that it's just so close?
I think the people that know Newport News know it's a pragmatic community, and I know that there are a lot of people that certainly would say, well, maybe we go this way, maybe we go that way. But you know what's interesting is, in my opinion, that year being a statewide year, you had people running for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and then of course you had the House of Delegates race. So you know you're going to be able to get more people than you originally would have anticipated that were going to vote. And so I think for a lot of people, they would say, well, gosh, you know, based on that, maybe there's a lot of Democrats that would vote and try to unseat David. But when you look at some of the results in other House of Delegate races where some of the people that I served with lost, we held on. And at the end of the night, we were up certainly by 12 votes, which certainly not a lot. But the point is that I think there were a lot of people that crossed over, that said, I'm going to vote for David because David's voting the way we need, and David is delivering the results that we need to continue to have opportunities here in Newport News. And I think that's why we were able to hold on.
This year, a Republican running for office, rightly or wrongly, is somewhat overshadowed by the President of the United States. So for a candidate that's running, and he's a Republican, is Trump a hindrance or is he a help? Or what is the effect of Trump on somebody running for office?
I think 2 years ago, a lot of political scientists said it was an impact, and I'm certain it had some impact. But for me, it's about what's in front of me. It's not about yesterday. There are things that we can learn from, and of course there are goals and aspirations we want to achieve for the results that we need. But it's right here in front of me to be able to do what I need to do, and that's my approach. I'm not worried about the R and the D. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about the person I represent, and to be able to do the best that I can to represent that person in Richmond.
So when people pull the curtain behind themselves here in a couple of weeks and go to vote, and you know, they're flipping a coin and they got to decide, is there 1 or 2 issues that you think ought to be the difference maker in terms of voting for you?
I think you can look at the results that we've been able to achieve in Richmond, and again, 64 on the peninsula, the Hampton Roads Bridge tunnel. I mean, those are physical things you can point to and say, I delivered on that. You can look at the low unemployment. You can look at what we're trying to do to get more money in education, but not just more money, it's more results, better results to be able to help our young people. On health care, pass Medicaid in a responsible way, and advocated for teacher pay raises. And that's a key thing. You know, people say, well, I voted for it or I did this. And to be sure, those are important. But to advocate, to stand up and to say publicly, we have to make these things happen. I've stood up and I have fought for a lot of important things in Richmond, some things that I've even broken with my party on. But it mattered to the people that I represent. The people that I represent, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, they're the ones that sent me to Richmond to deliver the results. And I believe that based on 8 years of leading our community in Richmond, that the people can say, this guy, David, is our guy in Richmond, and he's looking out for us.